So once again, hello dear students, welcome back for the second part of the same lesson, Bees in my backyard. So in the first part of the video, we talked about how Bittu Sagal has maintained and preserved a very nice sanctuary, virtual sanctuary kind of a garden, a greenery area there. Despite he was living in Mumbai, a noisy populated area also, but he was able to nicely upkeep this garden where they were full of life, swarms of life we talked about, plenty of flowers and plants, lantana bushes, and because of that, there were lots of birds and also coming in there, right? So we have finished in the three stanzas. In these three stanzas, we were told about that, described about the beautiful bushes, the plants, the trees, various birds coming in there, isn't it? And finally, lastly, we were also told about the owl, how it no, raised its family every year. But we, the people, are busy in our own world with the television, with the mobiles, and we have no time to observe all these things. That's what Bittu Sagar was telling. Now we come to the fourth paragraph. Kindly follow your book on page 37. I am never ever bored in Mumbai. When there are no birds to be seen, particularly in the warmer hours of the day, I manage to entertain myself watching butterflies, beetles, spiders, grasshoppers, ants, wasps, and bees. Smack in the center of our Jaldarshan garden grew a cycad, one of the most beautiful palms I've seen. Now, in the fourth paragraph, now a Bittu circle is saying that I'm never bored. Whenever I'm in Mumbai, I'm never bored because I have a beautiful view there. If during the day when it is very warm, there are no birds to be seen, but also there is something. There are lots of insects and butterflies and beetles and spiders, and I'm so much interested. I'm always so much attracted by that beauty. If there are no birds, also doesn't matter. I'm not bored. I like spending time there, from the balcony to watch over those. See, nature, according to him, he is convinced that nature, if you are in the nature, you are never bored. Nature always arises that interest in you. If you really go in the nature and try to watch things there, you are always, it will make you very, very creative, innovative. Something new, something always is happening in the nature, right? So that's what Bittu tries to convey, that if there are no birds, which he has already explained in the earlier paragraphs, and plenty of birds, but sometimes if birds are not there also, I'm interested, I'm attracted because there are so many insects there, butterflies, no spiders, ants, wasps, and bees. They are busy in their world. I like to observe them, right? Smack in the center on a Jal Darshan garden grew a cycad. Cycad means it's a plant, a special kind of plant which is usually kept in the entrances. No? It's a very nice bushy kind of a plant. Maybe some of you might be having that also in your house. Okay, it's welcome when you have some people arriving. So usually they are kept for welcoming in the entrance, at the entrances and all, no, and the doorsteps and all. This cycad plants, one of the most beautiful palms I've ever seen. Okay, so this cycad also was there in this Darshan garden of the author. Right. Next paragraph. My lifelong regret is that I know so little of botany. You know what is botany? Botany means the study of plants, various species of plants, study of plants. That is botany. Okay. Flowers came to be because plants had to entice flying creatures to courier deliver seeds through a process we now describe as pollination. I never pluck flowers, but I do touch them and I do smell them when I can. Now, flowers came to be because plants had to entice flying creatures to courier deliver seeds through a process we now describe as pollination. Do you know what is a pollination? Process of pollination. Now, plants, they use these beautiful flowers to attract the insects to come and sit on those. And when the plant or insect or bee, anything butterflies comes on one flower getting attracted, it carries pollen grains or the seeds, so called, and they go to another flower. And this is how the pollen grains of the seeds are transferred from the male flower to the female. No? And this is how the process of reproduction takes place in plants. A seed pollen grain from a male plant flower is taken to the female plant there, and this is how the reproduction takes place. Okay, so flowers are there to attract the insects or the bees, the butterflies to come there and to take the pollen grains. No, and that's why creatures to courier deliver the seeds. No, to deliver the seeds, taking the seeds from one flower to another, and then reproduction taking place in the plant. So this is called pollination. This is how the flowers help. I never pluck flowers, but I do touch them and I do smell them when I can. So it's very conscious about that. He never plucks the flowers. Bit to subtle. He only enjoys it, smells it, and enjoys the beauty of the flower. Okay, right. Next paragraph. Few people know that flowers use textures to attract different kinds of insects. Now, textures means it is the surface. It's the appearance of the surface, beautiful appearance. Textures meaning also is there in the book. You can check it out. Okay, the surface must be beautiful in order to attract others, isn't it? So similarly, the flowers, the surface of the flower is called the texture, with which it kind of attracts the insects or the butterflies to come. Don't ask me how, but flowers manage to arrange their cells in such a way as to provide visiting insects with surfaces that feel variously like cotton, silk, wool, and velvet. See, you can't understand the system of the nature, the working of the nature, right? Now, the flower here has the natural, the capability, inbuilt ability to have the beautiful textures, the surface, like cotton, the silk, and wool and velvet, through which it attracts insects, the flies, the butterflies, the bees. It's the natural, inbuilt talent, God-given gift to the flowers. Okay. Otherwise, it can't attract. It has to attract the insects, and for that, it needs a beauty, a very nice, no, very attractive colors or the surface. Mainly, surface means the thing that can be seen. No? That is the surface, first layer. Now, some even use a kind of oily gloss that provides their petals with a sheens with a shiny surface that attracts insects, butterflies, smell and test flowers with their feet. Now, see. Some flowers also have very shiny kind of glossy, no, surface whereby it attracts the butterflies and plants. Okay, so that is the thing. See, natural inbuilt talent given by God to attract the insects given to the flowers. Do we know that? We have no time to discover these things, but these things are there. Okay, now we turn to page 38, the next paragraph. I like the sound that insect wings make. It's a calming, hypnotic sound that is largely drowned by the roar and hum of the city. The author also speaks about the nice, soothing sound, that comes out from the wings of the insects. When the butterfly or the bees fly, there is a sound, a soothing sound. No? He enjoys that. He likes that. You see. It's a calming, hypnotic. Hypnotic sound means what is hypnotic? It's given there, causing a very relaxed or sleepy state. Hypnotism is to make you sleep very relaxed. No? So sound of the wings of the insects, the butterflies, that is largely drowned. It is overpowered by the roar and the hum of the city, all the noises, noise pollution. Right. One Sunday, while sitting in the garden, I heard the buzz of bees and followed several individual Apis mellifera. Now, this Apis mellifera means is the western honeybee. Okay, especially bees. Those are working for procuring honey. Okay, therefore, western honeybee, Apis mellifera. As they went about their chores. Now, one Sunday, while he was sitting and watching on the balcony, he saw the buzzing. He heard the buzzing of the bees, and when he saw, there was a lot of bees, honey bees, busy in their world. We all know how busy the bees are. Always very laborious, right? Now there were sisters stocking food for the hive, and I guess they would be around 3 weeks old. Now they were busy collecting the nectars from the flowers, no, and bringing to their hives, the home, the working place with it, and there they make honey out of those nectars which they bring from the flowers. No? We know the process of how the honey is procured, right? So that's what's taking place. They sucked honey using the proboscis. Now, what is this proboscis? Proboscis means a kind of a tubular kind of a long thing, okay, a kind of an injection which they use to suck the nectar or the honey from the flowers. Okay, it's like an injection, long thing. Every bee has that. Okay, but they also managed to collect pollen from that they would transport back to the hive in bristly baskets on their hind legs. Not only they were sucking the nectars, they were also carrying the pollen grain, the seed from one flower to another. Bees helping also in the reproduction of the flowers. Not only making the honey, but also helping the flowers to transfer the grains, the seeds to one flower to another. Watching the bees, I wished our own society was half as organized as theirs. We would consume less, waste less, and live much healthier lives. The author is saying, watching at the bees, looking at the bees, he was thinking, if our society also would be at least half as organized as the bees, we would really do progress in our society. Our world, our society is always busy in their own world. Individualism, each individual is busy in his own task. If we were to be organized as bees, how they work, how the system of the bees, one queen is there, and the labor, they collect the unity, how they work unitedly. If at least half also we were as organized as the bees, we would really do wonders in our society. We would consume less, we would waste less, and we would live much healthier lives. That's what Bittu Sagar feels. Okay. Now next paragraph, the last second paragraph. There is much we need to learn and emulate from nature. Emulate means try to be better than or equal to at least, okay, from the nature. We have to try to be as good as nature. That's what it means. We know very little, for instance, about the natural history of honeybees in the wild, sorry. Despite the fact that we have domesticated them for eons. Now, eons means a long period of time. Now, see, we know so little about the nature. Let's take, for example, natural history of honeybees. Do we know the natural history of honeybees? Do we know about their life, their organization, their system? Do you know about them? Nothing. Despite the fact that we have been domesticating these honeybees for a long period of time, but we are only concerned about procuring the honey and selling and becoming more rich, right? Right? We are busy earning money from those, but we have no time to know about them, their natural history, their lifestyle, and all. See, we know that they are all for one and one for all. Social strategies have helped them survive the harshest conditions. This is the lifestyle of bees. For them, the strategy is one for all and all for one. Sorry, all for one and one for all. Unity. They work unitedly. It is all for one and one for all. They are always together. Do we follow that strategy in our living, in our society today? I think we are busy with ourselves, with our family. No? So let's try to learn these things from the nature, from a simple honeybee. But why is it that bees cannot discern the color red? Why? It's a fact that bees cannot see the color red. They can't see, they can't distinguish. Why is that? Question. Why is it that worker bees continue to work for the welfare of the colony, feeding the larvae, though they will never be able to reproduce young? Now, this is the fact. Only it is the queen, queen of the bees can reproduce new ones. Other bees are just to work there, laborers kind of. No? Why is it? It's a natural fact, natural thing. Why is it that? How is it? Why did bees learn to communicate with each other using the medium of dance? Do you know how the bees communicate with each other? Just try to observe. Just go and just try to observe. They kind of take steps. It looks like as if they are dancing, but actually they are talking to each other. They are communicating with each other. This is the natural process of their communication. Why is it? How is it? Do you know? Can we discover that? Can we try to gain some information about that? Why do drones, the stingless and born from unfertilized eggs, bees only, die after mating once with the queen? No? Once they mate with the queen for the new reproduction, this male bees, the drones, they die immediately. Why is that? So many questions. How do bees know what to do collectively to raise or lower the temperature in their hives, their home, no? Their working place? They have the capability, they can rise or they can lower the temperature there, depending upon the season. How are they able to do that? Do we know that? So many questions, so much to know, yet so little time. This is the main message. So many questions are there. Still, we are not able to discover so many things in the nature. Forget about dense forest and all. Forget about in our own surroundings, gardens, flowers, the beauty of. Just explain. Just try to understand the beauty of flowers. The bees working, the ants, they are busy collecting food. Why are these things? Have we tried our best to know the facts? Why are they doing so? How is it happening? Why? What? How? No, we have no time. We are busy in our own world. No, we're busy with our televisions and as Otto was saying, with our phones, with our families, going around, roaming around here and there, going to the cities, no, roaming around. We have no time to know all these things, real facts that's happening. Okay, last paragraph. It gave me an opportunity to look inwards and spend time on things we seem to have lost too little time for. Left too little time for. The sweetness of water. Why the water is sweet? Have you ever thought about that? Why the water is sweet? What is the reason of the sweetness of the water? The softness of the breeze. Why the breeze is so soft? Have you tried to know that? The sound of birds. Why the birds sing very beautifully in the mornings and all? Or what are they trying to convey by singing? Have we tried to know that? The freshness of new flowers and the hum of the busy bees. See all these natural facts. Do we know the reasons for them? No, we don't. Because we have no time. We have not spent enough time in the nature, in the environment to know all these things. So therefore, Bintu Circle, author, as an environmentalist, wants each one of us to just go and spend some time in the nature, in the environment, and to observe the things there happening. Right? The flowers, the plants, the insects, the butterflies, the birds, the animals. They are also part of us. Ecology, we are all interconnected with each other. It's only that we don't have time to spend time to know about these things. We benefit a lot from the nature, the air we breathe, the water we drink, but we do not spend time with them. We do not contribute towards their development. Nature is contributing towards our development. We can't live without nature, but we have no time to work for their benefit, for their preservation, for their protection. Okay. So today, through this lesson, Bittu Segal wants us to at least have awareness of this. Let's spend some time in the nature, in the garden, and try to take steps in order to protect and preserve our nature, our environment. Because once we start doing this, they also help us. Okay? When we protect and preserve the forest, the greenery, it will be beneficial for us. We'll have more very nice environment to live in. Yes, clean, oxygen we get, clean surroundings. Okay, so let us not only try to possess things from the nature, but let us also try to give something to the nature, at least to the protection, the preservation that we can give. That is what bit 2 circle wants us to say. Okay, so kindly go through, listen to the videos carefully, and also kindly read through the lesson, read through the text twice or thrice, and go through the videos. And if you do not understand anything, or if you have some problems, some questions, kindly contact me personally, and I will be very, very happy to explain to you. Okay, to clarify your doubts. Okay, so this today we will have the discussion only, and in the next class we shall deal with the exercises. Okay, so have a very good day. Stay safe, stay home, and do not unnecessarily go around, and use your time very, very beneficially for you. Okay, use your time very, very nicely. Okay, thank you.